In this video, I'm going to show you a few shaping techniques. I thought I'd do it while I'm on this part of the process today. I'm going to do 3 different types and I'll put them in the baskets and we'll split them up. And then at the end of the video, we will compare them and also see how the crumb looks. So we have my original way that I do it, which is I go up 1/3, I go across and across. It is raining outside, so hopefully it doesn't get picked up. And then I will just do it like this. That's the way I do it. I'll do 4 of those. Put it in the rice flour. And I'll put it in these last 4 bannetons. So I'll make sure I keep a note. This is the other one. I just stretch it out gently. I go about 1/3, like so. I stretch it, but not too far. Come across, and this is how I do it. I kind of do it across the way, and then I will push it in a little bit. Like so. I've proved this to 50%. It's almost on 50%. I'll do 2 more of the same. So 1/3 up, stretch it out. Always touching you don't want to squeeze too hard. You want to touch it gentle. You don't want to knock out all the air. When I'm doing this, you're being as gentle as possible. You're never squeezing the dough. You're always just kind of like guiding with the dough. Because you've just proved this for hours. You don't want to waste knocking all the air out. So I'll do 1 more. Yes. Stretch until you get a bit of tension. Like that. It's very important you don't get air stuck in this part. So you always try and make sure you kind of feel it attach here. In. Like so. So that's the way I shape, usually 90% of the time. So they're the ones I shape usually. I'm going to keep those without the liner. Now the ones with the liner, we're going to shape it and stitch it like I see a lot of people doing. So you want more of a longer rectangle. You go up a little bit like this. It's very similar to the way I do it. But when you get to this part, you're stitching down the way. So, like so. Making sure you pop any bubbles. And then you're rolling it onto itself, like so. Very similar to what I do, but I don't do as much stitching. I feel like that's a lot of stitching. It's a lot of tightness. But a lot of people do it that way. And we do 4. So, unlike the way I do it, it's a lot more longer. Don't want to knock too much air out here. 1/3 in. Stretch it in. Like so. And we're going to fold it. That's really, really tight. But we're going to bake these off and we'll actually see that's the scale underneath. But I'm going to bake this off and actually show you guys a crumb shot tomorrow. I'll put them in the fridge for about 16 hours and then I'll bake them off. The fridge is set to 4 degrees. So, a bit longer, like so. This way of shaping really gives a tight. It's really tight, I must admit. Is that one? We do one more. So 1/3 out tight, like so. Get the ears. And then you just tuck it over itself, like so. That's very tight. Now another method I've been seeing a lot is called the caddy clasp. The caddy clasp, I think it's called, yeah. Where you do it like this. You do it like this, and you just tighten it like so. Oh wait, right. And stick it in there about a time. Do that again, like so. Squeeze it like this. Just squeeze it together. You might have to squeeze this one a bit on the top too. I will sometimes even kind of like stitch it like that, but it's fine. Okay, so we'll do 2 more. I've never really done this properly before. When I was looking into like different shaping methods, like other than the one I do, this one came up. So I thought, I've seen it on Instagram a lot, but I thought, okay, see how it goes. I've never tried it. Hope I'm doing it right. So, bubble. The final one. I think you really got to seal this as well. So go over and seal. And that's it. So we've got the 4 of the caddy clasps here. We've got the 4 of the way we stitch it over itself again, and the way I do it, which is kind of like half the stitching as this one. I'll put these in the fridge, and then tomorrow we'll bake them off. So what I'll do is, I'll put the caddy ones here at the bottom, just so we know tomorrow. We'll put these ones that are very stitched here. And the way I do it, on the top. And then tomorrow when we bake it off, I'll put like, say the caddy clasp in the middle, the stitch way at the bottom, and the way I do it at the top. So we'll know, so it'll be baked at the same time. So it'll be awesome to see how they all bake off, like how they look. And we'll do that tomorrow. It's been about 24 hours and they've been in the fridge without the door being opened at all. So these are the ones that were shaped the way I usually shape. This was the stitching, the overly stitched ones. And the bottom was the caddy ones. A little bit of dough I added into a tin. I'll just leave that there for now. Okay, so I'm just going to tip these out. And they're standing up pretty well. Just put those there. We won't do any fancy scoring today. We're just going to score completely. So I don't need that rice flour. So I score at like a 45-degree angle and just go across from like a moon shape. That's how I usually shape. I mean, score. That's how I usually score. Like so. Just make sure. So I'm going to put these in the oven. I had it set to 240. And I'll add steam. And I will drop that down to 210, bake that for 25 minutes, and then we'll release the steam. So it's been 25 minutes. I'm going to release the steam. There's a lot of steam. So far they're looking really good. Must admit, there's more hype in the over-shaped ones, but we'll finish it off. You can actually tell a difference. So, all right. So I'm going to bake this now for another 15 minutes at 240, and I'm also going to open the damper. So almost at the end of the bake. Got a few minutes to go. but they are looking like they're almost ready. This is the caddy ones, which are looking good. The overly stitched ones, and the ones that I do. So it's not really much to it, really. Let's zoom out. So I pull the ones that I shape, the ones that, the way I do it. We'll let them cool down before we cut into them. Okay, that one there. This is the one that was stitched a lot more than those, which I'm actually liking these a lot. And these are the caddy ones, which my first time doing it, so I might have done it wrong, but I feel like they're not as high and they're more spread, but I do like them. So we'll let this cool down and we'll look at the crumb. And this is the tin, which is a small bit of dough anyway. I'll put that over here. Just a little sourdough. I might as well not waste the extra dough. Let that cool down too. So I bought a new spotlight for my camera. So this is why I've got a lot more light now. So they've cooled down, and I would say they're pretty similar, but I would say the ones that were heavily stitched did come out a bit higher. And the way I usually shape, it turned out good too. But I will admit this one is a bit higher, but not by much. And the caddy one, that looks good too. It's not as high, but I do like the shape of these, to be honest. They do look good. But these are more roundish, like they're higher, got more of a roundness. These are more spread, which some people might like the way it's spread a bit. And got the little sandwich here. That was only a small bit of the dough left, and it jumped up pretty good. So overall, it's not much difference in the way they look. So shaping doesn't really, I've always said this, the bulk fermentation is the most important part of the process. If you get the bulk fermentation right, shaping isn't a big deal. I mean, it helps, but I love that ear on the caddy one. If you can get your bulk fermentation perfect, even if you shape overly stitched or just like these ones where you barely shape, they're going to turn out good. So if you get the fermentation perfect, when you put them in a hot oven, you'll get that nice oven spring, no matter how bad or how tight you shape. So yeah, I'm very happy with those. I'll cut into 3 of them and see how they look. 9 of them are for an order. So we will cut 1, 2, and 3. So I've got my chopping board. I still need to get a sharper knife. So first we're going to start off with my ones. I want to say my ones the way I usually shape. Looking good. Still a bit warm inside. They're not completely cooled down. And we will do the one that was overly stitched. Looking nice too, actually. Looks really nice. This is the caddy one. I must admit, that looks good. Like that. So let's put them side by side. And this is how they look. Very similar. So like I said, the bulk fermentation is what gives you the oven spring, and it gives you the nice shape and crumb. I've showed this before, but I haven't showed it recently. These are the labels that I print, and got my black bag, and that's how I put it in my packaging. So I've got this printer, and it just prints them out like this. It's actually like a heat one. It heats the paper. So, and then I just fold it, grab the sticker. I usually grab the sticker first, fold it, tuck it over, not too tight. That's it. So last week I started the YouTube community page, and as good as it is, you can only use it on mobile, and I love to use PC. So I created a Facebook group, and we've already got a few members over there and a few posts going. So if you need any support or help, or you just want to get involved in the community, it'll be a great place to hang out. Yeah, so that should be good. So thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.